Right, should we do Mistress
Let's
America?
talk about Mistress America, yes.
Yeah.
After Trainwreck, this is another very New Yorky film, and it's actually very of a piece with Woody Allen's vision of the city. It's directed by Noah Baumbach, who's a very good director, who I think took a step up to greatness recently, and it coincided with his first collaboration with Greta Gerwig, which was Greenberg.
Yeah.
From Greenberg, he moved on to Frances Ha, which I think is his
Great
masterpiece
film,
to date, I think their masterpiece to date. And then earlier this year, actually, there was another Baumbach film out called While We're Young, which was about the perils of reaching a certain point in adulthood where you don't know, where hanging out with younger adults becomes incredibly awkward and you don't know whether to move on.
Ben Stiller, Naomi Watts.
Yeah, exactly. Now he's back with Gerwig again to make Mistress America. It begins not with Gerwig, but an actress called Lola Kirk, who plays Tracy, who's an unhappy student in New York. She gets in touch with a girl who is going to be her stepsister when her mother marries her father. This girl is Brooke, who's played by Gerwig. And she hasn't settled down in New York, but for the opposite reason to Tracy. She's almost too happy there. She's full of ideas and souped up on city life. She's doing a little bit of interior design. She sings with a band. She teaches a spinning class. And her latest scheme is that she wants to open a restaurant that also cuts hair. When she's pitching this idea to people, her description of it is hilariously unspecific. As if the concept is still sort of morphing in her mind while she talks. She is, of course, a very annoying character, but you have to admire her spirit, and that's absolutely what Tracy does. Tracy is an aspirant writer, and she sees in Brooke this wonderful character to be mined for short story ideas, which she does. And the question hanging over the film is this, or one of the many questions hanging over the film is this a betrayal or is it fair? Anyway, here is Brooke talking about a previous wonderful idea that got away.
My ex-friend and nemesis, Mamie Claire, stole my ideas and my fiance.
Shit.
She took this t-shirt idea that I had, started a company, fucking sold it to J. Cruz, so there's that. She's one of those people that doesn't have any good ideas for her own life, so she just steals all of mine. And then she literally stole my cats.
What were the t-shirts?
Just really hard-looking flowers.
Oh my god, I bought one of those t-shirts.
Yeah, flowers with like skulls and shit, daggers.
That's a great one.
My fiance, Dylan, was super sexy and so rich, but I wasn't gonna marry him.
Wait, you broke up with Dylan? I thought you stole him.
And I never looked back. He cried so hard, like whiny. Where are you going? I was being real, but Mamie Claire then goes and marries him. They live in Greenwich, Connecticut in some big gross house. Do you know that place?
Yeah, Greenwich Grossville.
Right? Living off of his riches and my t-shirt idea.
I hate them.
I actually pity them. They have no more dreams.
These?
I want to marry you!
So that's the start of the film, and it just gets faster and faster from there. I mean, basically, it's a screwball comedy, and I actually think the opening act in which Tracy and Brooke explore New York together, and Tracy is kind of being carried around in Brooke's wake, bouncing around all these different venues and seeing what the city can do, I think is the film's greatest strength. You know, there's this incredible fast back and forth comic dialogue between the two of them, jokes nested within other jokes, conversations that suddenly handbrake turn onto a different subject for seconds and then screech back on course. That, I think, works very well. Then, in order to raise money for this hairdresser stroke restaurant idea, the two of them travel upstate together to visit this very rich ex-fiancée of Brooke's. And the film becomes this very hectic and very stagey farce, deliberately stagey, in which they go to this wonderful house along with two of Tracy's college sort of friends, sort of not. And various people arrive at this house, and there's two different levels in the house, and people are running up and down stairs, tumbling into different scenes and arguing with each other. And some of this works very well. I think when Brooke is pitching the restaurant idea, it's very, very funny. She's not really talking about the restaurant at all. She's talking about what it would be like to own one. And she describes this lovely scene in which the chefs would emerge from the kitchen at the end of the night. They'd cook themselves up just something off the cuff, simple dinner. They'd sit down there, there'd be kids playing around, parents up late and all this kind of stuff. Her doing the books on the table. And it's painting this very beautiful idea of what it might be like to be successful in New York without having any idea of how to get there. Then, of course, the short story thing comes back in and things start falling down. I think the farce element of it doesn't work quite as well as the screwball element. I think the material about what an uneven friendship is like works very, very well. There's one partner leading and inspiring and even repelling the other. And the chemistry between the two actresses as well is completely terrific. I don't think this is the masterpiece that Frances Ha is. I still think that's Noah Baumbach's greatest achievement and Greta Gerwig's greatest achievement. Go out and see Frances Ha, get Frances Ha in on DVD rather, at all costs. But if you like,
go and see this first, though.
If you like what Baumbach does, this is absolutely worth seeing. I think, obviously, the more films that Greta Gerwig makes, the better.